Hi, this is Naomi with Sword and Steel, and today I have got, that's right, about $2,000 in US of Raging Heroes miniatures. This is my very first purchase of Raging Heroes miniatures, and I am very excited to get started to see what they are actually like in person. Now these miniatures are going to be for the Sword and Steel retail store. This would be my branching into investing into Raging Heroes, and I basically chose ones that I knew would sell just fine, just for the initial one, to get people's to dip their toes into that miniature range. Now I must say beforehand, I won't be breaking open all of these miniatures because again this is for the store, but I will be breaking open some blisters and some of the packages, or at least one of the packages, and a couple of the larger packages, so that we can see a good variety, so we can see a consistent amount of quality, if they have a consistent amount of quality, and we can see how the package is, so I will be able to tell how I should be putting it into the store and selling it, and then you'll be able to tell what it would look like if you were to purchase it. And yeah, let's get started. It's a big box, right? Oh, well, that's tidily done. Oh, Reaper's Troops, Iron Empire. Hello, ladies. And Iron Storm Troops. Let's just take it all out. Sisters of Eternal Mercy. Look, aren't they so pretty? Pretty. Sisters Icariot's Troops. Sisters Daughters of Crucible. Are they the same? Daughters of the Crucible. All-Stars Command and All-Stars Troops. Okay. Sisters Davidian Troopers. These are pretty awesome. The Command. Sisters Davidian Command. Void Elves. These are pretty ladies. Reaper's Troops. Another one of those. Energy Gun and Rocket Launcher. Neat. Alright. Yeah, I'm running out of spots. Okay. Iron Reaper's Command. Oh, these are tidy little boxes. That's handy. Iron Storm Troops. Second one. The Machine Prodigy Pack. Do you see that? Do you see that? Yes. Oh, yes. Scarlet. She's just such an interesting model. Intense. Ooh, a little one. Nefaria. Look at that. That looks like a pretty cool tech priest, don't you think? Oh. Iron Storm Troops. The Excoriators Cyber Zombies. Oh. Creepy. Iron Storm Command. Revengers. Cool. Aha. The Machines of Theodicy. Yeah. Theodicy. Now we got our little blisters. And even they, see, they're all in bubble wrap. They all are quite safely done too, and you can see exactly what's on them, what's in them. We're going to actually open some of these up to see how closely it resembles the picture. But this really cool look D&D model, huh? Look at these cool looking D&D models. A female barbarian, yes please. A female, I don't know, but she's creepy and lovely. Oh yeah, sisters if you want them individually. That's a very athletic lady. Creepy tiefling girl. Some great D&D miniatures. Had to get these guys. I mean, you want your D&D character to be out of this world, right? Look at that. Look at that lady. Yeah. Oh, and she looked just so serene. I had to try her out. And she is like how I want to walk. Yeah. Alright. Isn't she pretty? So pretty. Who are you? Oh yeah, the bigger mama lady. You know, she means business. So pretty. Oh man, they're just gorgeous. Her expression is just so at peace. She is one cool looking barbarian. Oh my gosh, these for D&D models. I'm gonna just keep saying it. These are such fantastic Dungeons and Dragons models. I don't know what you would use this lady for Dungeons and Dragons, but you know you've got to fit her in there somewhere. She'd be like a very angry lady that you probably have to fight. She's cool too. I like these. I like their poses. Look at that. Ranger. I'd choose her for my ranger for sure. Okay. Oh, isn't she nice? Isn't she pretty looking? Oh, stop. Let's focus. Look at that. So much going on. And look at that. Isn't she pretty? Pretty. So pretty. Oh, more cool tieflings and sister with their little flowers. See, she's in mid-prayer. Who do we got? And she's gonna mess someone up. I don't know what you're doing, but you're cool. Just showing off my skull. Oh, I like her. She means business. I bet she'd make an awesome paladin. Well, lone sister, but an awesome paladin. Oh, yeah. I did get one of these ladies just for myself. So we're totally opening her up to have a look at her, see what she's like. I also got one of these girls. I think I have a new corn lady. She definitely looks like corn. K-H-O-R-N-E, not C-O-R-N. Corn. Blood for the blood god. And she's just nice. That's nice female armor. I like it. Maybe I should make some female armor. Or an armor smith can make it for me because I don't have skills in that yet. Oh, she's lovely. Look at these. Okay, I'm pretty certain I probably got one of these for myself because she's intense and I like it. Now that looks a lot like a Warhammer model, Valkia. I'm curious if this is better behaved than the Finecast model, which was terrible to assemble. Okay to paint, but oh my gosh. The fixing was awful. Alright. Look at those ladies. Did I get any guys? I don't remember. I probably just got girls. It's not like I don't like guys, but guys are like all over the place in the other games. So I got girls. I really liked her little bird. Cute hat. I do have Greyfax somewhere. But hey, I'm good with having more than one. Also would make a really cool Dungeons and Dragons player. This is someone that you know you don't want to get on her nerves. Or you're going down. Makes a cool canoness, or maybe a hospitaller. What do you think? Though I do like the new hospitaller art. I like my new hospitaller. The one they most recently came out with. It looks good. So does she. We're nearing all the end of everything. It's kind of cool, huh? Alright, I did get one of her. Probably for myself. Or a gift. She's cool. Look at her. James Bond kind of girl. And she with the big gun. Oh, I really like the look of this lady. Isn't she cool? I like her. I don't know where I'd use her, but I like her a lot. And more. Okay, that is all of them now. Okay, so here we have a sample of the various things. We've got the Huntress, this wacky long arrow archer. It's like a Fantastic Dungeons & Dragons miniature. Yeah, these the packaging is quite nice. I guess the only thing would be is it the same as what's in there, or is it like Finecast, which is not so nice. We've got this barbarian. We got this pretty lady. We have a package of them to see how they compare to the blister, and then we've got a bigger package to see how that compares. Okay, so corn first. My corn lady. Her name is Arazaz. Really? Probably Atraxis. All right. Important: how to clean resin. To prime your model, use spray-on quality acrylic primer only. To get your primer to stick correctly, follow these steps. Hold the spray can about 20 centimeters from the mini, as you would normally, so that you can spray a very fine mist, as you kind of want to spray every miniature. But hey, they don't know how many miniatures you sprayed in your lifetime, so this is a handy little guide. Don't try to completely coat the mini with the first coat. Very true. The first coat should be nearly invisible. Let dry for 5 to 10 minutes. Repeat the process 2 to 3 times to get a good uniform coat. Your miniature now is ready to be painted. Or if you have a airbrush, do that. How to clean resin. Alright, our resin is excellent quality, but it requires preparation before painting. For the best results, please follow these instructions. And I would say this for every single resin model and metal model. Probably follow these exact same steps. Let's see. Letting the miniature air out of their bags for 5 to 7 days will help any release agent that might have penetrated the cast to evaporate. Oh, neat. That is different. The longer you leave them out, the better results. So we recommend that you let your figures air out as soon as you receive them. Interesting. Well, it's handy that they have that here. And you know, it's not really a bad thing to go, I will buy this, and then I will take the time within 5 to 7 days to figure out how I want to paint it, and then I will be gearing to go to paint it next week. 1. Bathe your figures in a 50 to 50 mix of simple green. Okay, by the way, you can find simple green at I don't know, in Canada it would be Canadian Tire, but Home Depot, Home Hardware, wherever you find cleaning agents, that is not Canadian Tire. And warm water for an hour. So 50-50 simple green and warm water for an hour. If simple green is not available, use any other house hold degreaser, Mr. Clean, etc. Rinse them under warm running water. Wipe the figures using paper towels. The simple green and the greasy residue become combined in a film that you need to remove by wiping it with a towel. So normally for resin models, I just use soapy water, because that is also a degreasing. Soapy water as in dish soap for cleaning your dishes, because that's also a degreasing soap and it seems to work fine, but I guess I'll find out if I actually need to go full tail Simply Green or whether I can just use dish soap. I shall find out. Rinse them under warm running water. Wipe the figures using paper towels. The simple green and the greasy residue will become combined in a film that you need to remove by wiping it with a towel. Yeah, I would suggest instead using an old toothbrush, because paper towel isn't going to get into those crevices like a toothbrush is, so I'd suggest doing a toothbrush instead. If the miniature still looks greasy, for best results you can repeat stages 2 to 4, then let dry completely. Okay, well, let's see how greasy it is. I'm familiar with resin models. Let's check it out. Okay. Alright, first things first we want to look for is flashing. Is this going to be terrible to clean up? Because that's definitely a fine cast problem. And if we want to get these, and it doesn't feel greasy, I'm gonna see if a soap bath will be enough. So some flashing, but a lot of the flashing is actually on these bands that you just cut off. If you're wondering how to remove a resin miniature from a sprue, you cut it off with cutters and then you shave it down with a knife just like as you would a plastic miniature. Cut it off with cutters, hobby cutters, and shave it down with a knife. Don't start with the knife. That is not good for your miniature, and possibly not your fingers. So much detail though, have a look. Probably not showing you it off very good. This'll, the detail will be shown even more when it has its primer on, but I am quite content with the detail. And here's all the bits now. One thing we're gonna have to find out is whether this has warp or not, but it looks good. Feels like it'll be more brittle than plastic when you're removing it, so another reason to use this is to not make it such a jarring thing. You really want nice sharp cutters. Okay, nice sharp cutters so that they just slide right through rather than, you know, bounce through with a snap. No snapping. Huntress, Lady Huntress. Slotted base. Oh, just one little sprue. Alright, let's have a look. Wow, she is tiny. And she does have flashing. Little face. What does she look like again? Okay, her face is covered up by hair. That's why some parts of her chin looks like it's off. Nevertheless, aside from the flashing, which sadly high quality resin seems to be something you can't get away from on this scale. I can see design in her hat. And I don't see any flaws. Look at that hand and the gun. Rather than a knife for some of this flashing, I think you'd really want to just use a file, a nice soft file to remove it. So you have no chance of hurting your miniature. That would be my suggestion. I should put you in your bag. I like the fact that they have bags as well as their blisters, so that you won't lose pieces. You could probably stick a whole bunch of them and stick your solution into the bag, and well, maybe the bag probably wouldn't like the solution very well, but if you're using soapy water, you stick the solution into the bag and have them all lined up next to each other, soaking together. That's probably what I would do. Alright, so far, all of the quality has been quite high. Yes, there is flashing. Kind of sad for that, but I guess that's just reality for resin models. The quality is still there regardless. Plastic models, they are the best. No flashing. I do like how they have such a nice unpainted picture so that you can see exactly what she should look like when you're removing the flashing. It's very useful. I had to, when I was doing Valkia and the Bloody, I had to look really closely at her painted picture to see what was what, because the quality was not the same. This, on the other hand, this seems like it has really good quality. I mean, look at her. She's got a tiny little pistol. Oops. She has a tiny little pistol, and you do have to remove the flashing, but you can still see her teeny weeny little pinky sticking out. All the details are still there. There is flashing, but all the original details that you paid for are still there. And that I'm quite content with. I would imagine you'd be the same way, but okay, let's have a look. We've got 25mm, and this looks like 32mm, or maybe 28. Right, this is a 32mm base. Itty bitty bit smaller. So, 30mm base. And this one definitely looks like a 25mm. Yeah, he's the same. 25mm. 25mm slotted. Wacky. Let's look again. Look at her face. All the details of her face are still present. I go yuck to the flashing, but she's got nice detail anyway. piece of flashing fell. You can see that her hand is actually separate from her bow. It hasn't been melded together from lack of detail. Even this little fur on her boot is still evident, and little straps there. It's good. It's good detail. I'm satisfied with that. Can't express enough though. These are going to be a bit more brittle than your regular plastic, so you want to be careful with them. And you probably don't want to drop them. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Until, of course, you got several layers of paint on them, and then they'll be more solid. You get nice amount of windows or paint palettes. I've seen what the blisters are like. Now, let's check out what they would be. I'm assuming they are just like that. Yeah. All together as one. 4 bases. And oh. We don't have our pictures, but we do have our pictures here. Not. Alright, so we're missing our close-up picture. I guess that's not particularly important. We still have the full picture right here to look at for details. But I did like the blisters in that they had this up-close detail. So if you had to remove any flashing, you can see the details that should be present in the face. But we still have the pictures here, so that's good. And so much detail is present. Yeah, just look at this lady's face. That is great. And the sword, I'm not seeing warp in the sword. Much like most every resin model, there may be some trouble assembling these guys together. It might not quite fit. You probably want to add some Vallejo putty, perhaps, either as your glue or after your glue. But I'm not seeing any evident warp. Everything looks really nice. And the flashing is certainly present, but not horrifying. Pretty something to be expected. Man, she looks good. She is nice looking. Oh, her sword might be a bit warped. That just takes some warm water. Yeah, her sword is a itty bit warped. Just a piece of flashing falling off. A little bit of warm water, I think. Or you reposition her sword, her face is all there. And here we've got... Oh, careful of the sword. And there you see her. She's got her sword covered up. Oh, the sword might become flatter when her knee is around it. It looks like I'd possibly change it up so you could see her face more. Switch arms between characters, perhaps? Look at all that detail on her cloak. And her weapons. And this intricate little thing that she likes to wear. Alright, and lastly, let's check you guys out. Oh. Do not eat. Thank you so much for your purchase. Oh, hello, I'm Muriel from Raging Heroes. And among many things, I supervise customer service. I want to thank you for your purchasing our minis and hope they meet your expectations. If you have any questions, concern, or comment, please do not hesitate to contact me at that email address. We also very much like to see what you'll do with them, so do send us photos and feedback. Okay. And if you like our work, please spread the word in your gaming community on Facebook and on forums. This makes all the difference in the world and helps Raging Heroes to grow and make even better minis. Please note that you can find assembly guides and other tips at www.ragingheroes.com pages tips. Cool. And also bonjour, all in French. Thank you so much for your purchase. Let us know if you need anything. Thank you, Muriel. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. And sure, I'll spread the word. So you want to be a badass, the toughest girls of the galaxy. Well, I like that. Thanks. La la la. Oh, size. What size are you? 3 of them. Okay. Alright, so we've got 3 separate girls. Yep. Oh, pretty. Detail is... Oh, you are different. You plastic. No, you're just darker? I'm just imagining it. No, you are darker. Cool. Darker. Resin. Interesting. So here's pretty lady number 1, looking nice in her crown. Pretty. With a big gun. Are these 3 the same model, but the sisters are different? Or are they different models? Kind of looking like they might be the same model. So let's just lay them out. Oh, lots of stuff came off the sprue. Alright. We've got same. Wow. Detail. I imagine the bigger the piece, the more likely it would have issue for warp. Some scraggly bits of it there, nevertheless. Got some pretty cool looking models. So these are the same, and these are the same, and looks like it. Yeah. Yep. Same. So 3 different ones are the same. And you don't necessarily have to get it in this 3-pack. I did, but you can get each of them separately. I don't think you could get just the lady. If you wanted to just add her to your penitent engine. Chainsaw. Wow, this seems small. Yeah, I'll do a video comparing. Okay, well, because of this ball here, you can definitely orient the arms and legs whatever way you want, which is good. Well, okay, you can more orient the arms the way you want. But that's good in that, since they're a machine, it makes sense that they all look the same, but you can orient their arms and legs the way that you want. Yeah, easy peasy. So that works. That's perfect. And these three ladies are quite different from each other. They're quite pretty. I don't know if you've seen them on the box alright, but the original Penitent engine, that's a metal piece. It's out of print now. Had a pretty lady on it too. And I'm not so keen on the ladies or guys that are on there now. I think these pretty ladies are much nicer. And actually, some of the ladies that you could just pick up, like that lady that had her arms spread out with her guns pointing. She kind of looks like she might be pretty cool for a Penitent engine, perhaps. This lady, she, I believe, is a larger miniature. Did I get the small one? I don't remember, but I need to see what she looks like, because she's awesome. There's actually a, this one's the sci-fi version. There's also like a bony version of the, in fantasy. This one's, oh, all one bag. Oh my goodness. Okay. So they definitely look like they're well protected in their spots, which is super nice. Let it go. Oh, a couple different pieces of resin. This one's paler resin, more solid. Very sturdy. This one you could probably toss around a bit. These ones are a bit more fine. Oh, pretty. Is that the lady that she's... yeah. Well, you know, she's not suffering. She's quite at peace to be impaled. So that's nice. Look at her. Some fix up that you'll have to do. Wow. All the ladies, and oh, there's a couple guys in there too. No guy part showing, so they kept up. I think this is okay for children to look at. I'm sure it is. Okay, maybe. Well, you're supposed to be 13 above. And yeah, this is definitely 13 above. So yeah, we're fine. So much detail. Really cool. Very gruesome. Look at her cloak of probably flesh. Such a cool piece though. And her cloak extends. Her little, I think this is one of her arms. Yeah, her little creepy looking arm. All the details still present. Super nice. Where's her face? That's you. Where's the face? There she is. It's covered in the residue, but you can tell that her face is really well defined still. What a cool piece. This is not going to be particularly fun to remove the flashing from. But again, very soft file. Take your time. Watch a show. Or listen to a show. While you're doing it, it should be a masterpiece. So don't rush it. That skull though. So well defined. Everything is so well defined. You'll want to absolutely make the model and then look at it like 3 or 4 times to make certain you've got all the flashing off before you go and prime it, because you certainly don't want to prime any flashing. That would be sad. So make certain you stare at the mini. Even better would be to paint, to look and see exactly where you want to paint each part. And then if you realize, I don't know what that part is, double check to see whether it actually belongs. This is a very high quality image, so you should be able to see nice and easily all the details, all the important bits. Intense. She's lovely. I think I'll scrape that part off. Could even put her on a base. An oval base, perhaps? Imagine she being your end game character, NPC that you have to face. Oh boy, would your players be intimidated. For good reason. Just like in the distance, you see her admiring her work. And you're like, I'm so dead. Dead, just dead. Oh, such a pretty piece. This I must tuck away for the future. For the future. Nice and gently. I am pleased. Gotta say, these look great. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, let me know. Give me a like and subscribe. Comment below to see what you thought of these miniatures. Are you interested in them? Are you not interested in them? Do you think that they are better or worse than fine cast by appearance? And yeah, let me know your thoughts. I'd love to know, since I'm going to have to, they're now going to be in Sword and Steel, the retail store. And of course, I have got to try them out as soon as I have time. I have a couple of commissions that I need to get done first, but when they're all taken care of as a reward, I will absolutely be playing along with these miniatures. Thanks for watching. Have a great one. Bye. I love minis and you love minis and we love minis. Oh, minis, minis, minis.